Okay, today we're looking at the trigger. I've never done one of these before. Can that focus on that? Come on. A little focus there. The trigger looks like it just consists of two pins, and this pin here has kind of a rounded head, and there's a spring inside this cup. It goes up, and the trigger, the rest of it looks like it's totally disconnected. I don't know if you can see that, but I think there's a space right in between here where there's nothing else connected, which would make sense. So I think this piece is one piece, this is a piece, two pins, and a spring. I'm hoping. I'll try and take that out. I'll try my one of my usual methods for doing this. One of my cheat tricks, which is going to be I'm going to try to put on my safety glasses first, because there's springs involved. And I think what I want to try and do is maybe something to this effect to keep that spring in place. It doesn't go flying. Now there's still a chance that thing could come up enough and the spring could go another way. So let me think about that. I'll put some kind of tape or shield or something in front of that so it doesn't go flying. All the while I'm hoping I can get that pin out with this punch, if that's the right size. It is the right size. Okay. I can't find my tape. So you know what? I'm going to go for it. Now this piece does look like I can push it down manually. I've tried that a minute ago, but must be under a lot of stress. I do see some previous markings on there, but I don't think anybody took this off from the customer. I think it's the factory. So with that spring being in there, should I take this out first? I don't think that's going to make any difference, but you know what? It's rounded on both sides. And I honestly don't think I need to remove that just yet. I was looking at a Timony trigger that they sell online. Let me try and back it off this way. See if I can get any purchase on it. I think I did. Not. Nothing. Wow. Okay, so that spring is really holding her tight. This is it says wear safety goggles right on the punch. 4200 1B, 330 seconds. Okay. Come on. Skipping all over the place, man. I think I got movement. A lot of pounding to get movement there. How long is that bolt? It's a pretty long. That's a pretty long pin. Now I'm kind of worried about getting the sucker back in when I come back to it. But I do want a complete teardown of this almost, because I'm gonna look at the Timony trigger. Okay, feet don't fail me now. This wire holds up. So that could be a little bit of a fling and a ping and a... What the hell? Where'd it go? Alright, something went through. Didn't fall out yet. Come on. It'll fall out. She's almost falling out. How far in am I going? Come on. Something's not lining up now. Because I know that punch was moving a lot further than that. Because there's a lot more of it out than that, so something's not lining up. I guess with that spring. Yep. I can feel the spring tension. There we go. Yep. That's got everything to do with it. Okay. So it was a spring tension. Got it. Now I can see the spring pretty good visibly. Let's try to release it here while holding it. I think I can. I think I can. I did. Hey! Looky there. A little bit happy about that. Maybe I can do some cleaning. Okay, well guess what? I dropped this piece, but I wanted to get a close-up view of it because it's got a nice proof mark on there, which I don't think is visible when the gun's assembled. There's a nice Argentine handshake symbol on that trigger. And I dropped it and the spring went flying, so now I gotta go find the spring. It was embedded inside this cup right here. I was cleaning it out, fumbled it, and so there it is. You got that lever action. That releases the firing pin right there. That piece comes down, firing pin goes forward, that's it. So it's like the horseshoe or the ankle or the, what would you call that? The toe. I'm sure there's some foot related terminology for that piece. The next thing I want to remove, this little spike here is bothering me because I'm going to have this barrel service and I want to get that spike off because I've cut myself on those several times. They actually dig into the wood. There's actually a little divot here in the wood. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I think you can see that. So that I don't know what the purpose of having that so pointed and having that dig into the wood. So that appears to be spring loaded too, and I'm concerned about that spring. I'm not sure. Okay, so it just appears to be a spring tension from right here, which is coming up when I pull it back. So it's a lever spring of some type. So again with the wire, make sure this guy's tied down. I'm going to try and loosen that. I've never taken one of these off either. Never really had to. But this time I'm worried about it being on there when I get the barrel serviced. I don't want that point to cut anybody. And I don't want this to accidentally catch on something while they're servicing it, possibly causing damage. But let's do this a little better. There we go. Are we stable? So I've got almost a perfect. Oh, it's actually loose. I have no idea if that's supposed to be loose or not. I'm gonna have to go check my other guns. That is new to me. Come on. Screwdriver barely wants to fit in the slot. Okay, I can feel the threads. Cut loose, cut loose. Here we go. We got a little bit of a, can you see that? A little bit of a thread with a solid shaft and a point. Very unique piece here. It does have the asterisk, or no, it's like a plus sign, proof mark, which is a little different than I have been. You're not going to autofocus on me, are you? Okay, I got to loosen this up and then I'll put that back on the camera. Okay, so that is a pressure pin through there. Alright, let me refocus this camera if I can. Okay, I have removed the bolt stop on a different gun. I did find out that this screw was not very tight. It was hand tight. It was not loose at all, but it wasn't really, cranked down. The other gun, it seemed a little loose. I'm trying to get that proof mark in focus here. There we go. So you'll notice it's got the threads, and then it comes to a point. It is an odd screw, so try not to lose that one. Then we've got the mechanism here, which has a built-in plate. You can see the separation on the metal here, where it's pressed in. It looks like it's pressed in, and this becomes the spring action for this bolt stop pin. I'm going to call this a pin for lack of a better term. And it goes in this direction. We want this facing up, so this will go into the receiver and stop the bolt. But when you push this head down through this slot here, see if I can do this the other way. Maybe you'll get a better view of the slot. Refocus. You push it through the slot here, it doesn't really want to go in, so what you can do is push it down, and that will actually cause the spring to slightly come loose, and then it'll go in all the way. And then you just have to line up those holes when you're putting it back on. That's the trouble I encountered, so let's put it back together. She's holding on to the receiver. Look at that. She needs to go right there. So the trigger mechanism needs to go here. And that pin needs to go in there. And then it's going to rock when you pull it. You see that rocking action? And I think the spring is what I need. I found this in another place. Is that really gonna ride like that? I guess it is. Maybe that's what I need. This is not easy. I better think about this. I have to get you started. I did get her started, but she's a little off kilter. I gotta apply pressure while I'm doing this. That's a lot of pressure, so. Ow! Got my thumb. Okay. Now, let's do the black plastic punch. Even. She looks fairly flush. I could probably give her one more pound. But she's rocking with the spring action. That looks good. I like it. I'll take it. Let's call that one done. And I'm going to double check all this before I fire a lethal weapon, of course. This bolt stop needs to go in here, and it has an interesting little action that happens amongst all that. This fits in here, and you know what? I'm I'm going to have to pause and go back and look at my documentation. But I think she lines up the other way. I think she lines up like that. And then pulls out. So that slips into the slot right there. I don't know if you can see that. That's going to go into there. And that's the bolt catch. All three things here have to line up. And then there is a screw that has poked me many times. It goes in here, and it's got a little bit of a thread on it. Very unique and very lost. I just dropped it. Very unique screw. Expensive. This would be extremely hard to find on the internet or at your home when you drop it. So don't do like David does. Alright, see that nice pointy edge that's going to stick into the wood when we're done, but it's stuck into my fingers many a times because it is just an oddball. I have no idea why they did it this way. It's springy. I like it. So that is working. Let's try it again. We're going to drop this into the wood. Fits like a glove. Alright, let's turn her upside down while I'm holding this into the wood. Get the spring and the follower nice and gentle. Make sure that rocks in there. Squeeze them together. Check the follower. Make sure it's not caught on something. That can get caught on things when you do this procedure. So I'm going to hold those together. I'm going to put the small bolt up front, longer bolt in the back. It is a flathead. I know I'm not protecting these. This gun is getting a little character from the Bubba procedures that I've been doing, and I'll take it because she is still a very nice gun. So we have that in place. Trigger mechanism, follower, bolt stop, springy bolt stop. Let's refocus that camera. See if I can get the bolt in here, do what it needs to do. Should be lined up. Oh, all the way forward. Safety up. Hot damn, that is exactly what I needed. So there's something with the trigger that prevented me from moving the safety earlier, but I needed it in the up position, and I'll show you why. Let's go into a little endeavor with a bolt in order to move the safety. Safety up, safety on lock. Can't move the bolt. Let's go down and remove the bolt. Now this is the way you should not remove the bolt, and I'll tell you why. We're going to cover that next.